Good evening there. My name is yeah.
I like how St. Powers opened the podcast, but hello everybody. Hello everybody and welcome to VTubing with Hime. Today we are talking about networking, my guests and I. This is the fifth episode. St. Powers was actually supposed to be the sixth episode of this podcast, but moved to you haven't been following
Okay, in my personal defense, I haven't been following a lot of my friends.
I'm joking. I didn't mean to call him out like that. For those listening on Spotify, St. Powers just dropped me a follow, so thank you for that. But
On Spotify? Yo,
yes,
I always wanted to be on Spotify as a musician.
you've made it, friend.
Yo.
So welcome everyone to the fifth episode of VTubing with Hime. And this podcast is an educational podcast catered towards VTubers of the like, hoping to learn from not only my experiences as a VTuber on Twitch, but my guest St. Powers as well. And like I said, we are talking about networking. And I'll be honest, networking is not my strong suit. I don't exactly go out and do it. Well, you know what? St. Powers will tell you everything about networking and all of that because I am no pro in that. Imagine networking, Powers says in chat. Thank you. And he
Yeah,
even
just imagine.
and he redeemed.
Cringe.
He redeemed. Thank you.
Literally just imagine networking. So trash. Honestly, cringe, I should say.
So for those who have not watched the show before, how the show works is that this will be roughly a 1 hour broadcast, but I'll be honest, I gave Powers a lot of questions, more than usual. And
I get bullied.
yeah, it was a lot. It's gonna be a hefty podcast today. And for the 30 to first 40 minutes of the podcast, we will be discussing the main topic at hand. In the last 10 to 15 minutes of this show, we will open for chat questions. Oh my god.
Sorry.
That scared the
Sorry.
crap out of me.
Sorry. I'm just trying to drink my water, man.
Directly over your microphone? Oh no, okay, there he goes.
Mm.
It's it
Okay, sorry. This is really good water. I put it in a fridge.
it sounds like you're drinking from this world's smallest straw.
I'm gonna be real with you. My drink doesn't actually make that noise, so I have to drink the water and then make that noise with the water in my mouth.
What? What has happened to this podcast?
I have that effect.
St. Powers has just flipped it over. ASMR podcast ghost says.
Yes, let's go.
Oh my god. Sorry, now I lost track of where I was here. Sorry, so
Sorry, you know.
for the last 10 to 15 minutes of the show, I will open I'm bamboozled. Hold on. I got it. My train of thought is gone by Power's straw effect here, where you viewers in chat get to ask either St. Powers or myself any questions, and it doesn't have to be about the topic at hand. It can be about streaming, VTubing, or life in general. So please be sure to think of some questions beforehand to get those ready for the end of the show, and feel free to ping me in chat if I have missed any questions. And before we move on, I know I'm going on forever. This podcast is not about me. I just woke up an hour ago, so please don't hold it against me. I sound a little rough. While Powers is like I think it's like 7 p.m. over there where you're at. Oh no, he's gone. He muted himself to probably drink his. Never mind. Oh
Sorry. What?
my god. What?
I'm on Spotify, so I thought I should play a song for the people.
Oh well, I just got DMCA'd, so thank you, Powers, for that.
Okay.
Speaking of Spotify, that actually was what I was going to talk about here. We are now on Spotify, and so I'm going to be a little bit more aware to be descriptive for those who don't have a visual of what's happening on stream. So, yeah, we are on Spotify. You can search up Hime Horror, VTubing with Hime, and so far it's actually been going very good because I have this little tool given to me, and I can see how many listeners there are from across the world, and they're like these little glowing dots. And we are well over 100 listens. Is that the right word? 100 listens? 100 viewers?
Yeah, I think that's the
Listeners.
right word.
Yeah,
Can I be descriptive, by the way?
sure.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna be descriptive for everyone. Okay, everyone, shh, shh, shh. Okay, everyone, be quiet. You're sitting there, barbecue sauce all over the floor. You look into the window, and all of a sudden, you see the most beautiful man you've ever seen in your life. He's got beautiful brown hair and a jacket with checkerboard patterns on it. He looks as though he wants to enter the room. So you open the window and ask, "Hey, yo, Johnny, what you doing outside of my house?" And then he replies in a somber tone, "Spaghetti." Thank you. This has been my TED Talk. It's been lovely having you here. Actually, this is a lovely podcast. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you. That'll be at the end of the podcast, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it.
This podcast is a dumpster fire. Like,
Sorry. Sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. It's different. I am very. You know what? You are preparing me for a lot of future St. Powers in the future.
Yeah. Woo.
My professionalism out the window.
There is no professionalism in when you involve me. It's only just fun and scuff.
All right. Note to self: do not bring St. Powers back on the podcast. I'm joking. I'm joking.
What?
I'm
No!
joking.
I'm so chock full of talent that's hidden behind layers of narcissism and arrogance. But yeah,
I'm joking. No, St. Powers has been great. We actually had a bit of a late start because we've just been talking so much in the Discord and we lost track of time. So
I
that's
have that
it.
effect.
Yeah. Also, in announcements before we move on here, season one of this podcast is coming to a close by the end of December. I know I have one more guest confirmed for next week, next Monday, I believe, and maybe one more. I will see next podcast. I'm going to punch St. Powers in the face.
I'm sorry. It's really loud. I'm just trying to eat snacks.
So there maybe might be one more guest after. So maybe two more guests or one more. Either way, season one will come to a close this month, and I will be bringing back season two in January 2022, mid January, with some brand new guests. So for those who have been wanting to come onto the podcast, I will open auditions once again, and I am looking for very specific topics this time, and I'm hoping to bring a special guest for the opening of season two, depending on how that works out. So, enough of me. It seems like Powers is ready to just jump out from the gates because he's just a ball full of energy right now. So, I am going to put the attention on Mr. Noisy here. So,
Oh no, please no.
Mr. St. Powers, please tell everyone who you are for those who don't know you.
Well, 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 if it isn't my famous archenemy, apathy. Anywho, today we're going to be discussing how awesome I am. First of all, have you seen me? I'm the most handsome man you are ever going to meet. And second of all, have you heard me? God, I'm so great. Now, third of all isn't a way you say it, but yeah. Okay, so I am St. Powers. I do cool things, except I don't. I improvise everything, I talk a lot, and that is my only talent. Except music and art and writing and a lot of other stuff. But we don't talk about that. I am extremely cool, I'm extremely handsome, and I'm extremely great. And you can find me at twitch.tv/St. Powers, where I do weird stuff like Minecraft and occasionally, having friends. Can you imagine? Wild. Anywho, I have come onto the stream onto this podcast stream thingy majiggy because Hime seemed like such a lovely character who probably wouldn't stab me. So we're going to be discussing networking and all of that today, and I'll be telling you how to do all that stuff if that happens. Apparently, I don't know. Will it work? I maybe not. We'll have to find out. But it's a fun time. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love hearing my voice. You're going to love it. And back to Hime with something because I've run out of stuff to talk about that isn't jokes.
I think that was probably the heaviest introduction I have ever had on this podcast. That's a lot to unpack there.
Thank you.
In your whole speech, I don't know if you mentioned it, but how long have you been streaming for?
Hold on. Let me count. So there was the day I was born, and there was that time I got beat up by that kid,
Oh my
Brandon.
god.
Fuck, I hate Brandon. Then we go on a bit more. There was that time I got broken up with, the divorce, the boiler explosion, the car accident. I've been streaming for about, could say about 8 months now.
8 months. Okay, so we are kind of roughly around the same time then.
Pretty much.
I'm a month behind you. Yeah, all right. Good
Yo.
to know. So I gotta ask, why did you choose VTubing over IRL streaming?
Well, you see, I could have done regular streaming, but I didn't have a camera, and I thought cameras are expensive, and I can't be bothered to buy one. So then I found VTubing, and I was like, oh, I can just use my voice and talk with this PNG. Ain't that lit? So I did that, and then it kept happening, and now I'm a VTuber, and I'm sticking with it because that's cooler. I mean, it's not like I can't do IRL streaming. I mean, I'm so handsome; it would obviously work out great in my favor. But I think it's just better like this. More privacy, more anonymity. You get to relax. Plus, I don't want to go outside and have like 13,000 people mob me. Like that would be kind of cringe. I happen to like going to my local Tesco's without getting stabbed by fans. Like I like being stabbed by my local roadmen, not fans. You know how it is. But yeah, so I basically just chose VTubing because it was easier, more available, and honestly, just doing it IRL seems like a hassle and not really worth the time.
Is there a story behind your design? Like a lot of people usually model it after themselves, or is this just a whole new image that you put together?
Oh, well, you want to know the secrets behind my design?
Should I buckle in for this, or?
No, not really. It's actually like a one sentence thing. A lot of people just made it, and I stuck with it. I had no hands in making this.
What?
Literally, other than the crown, the suit was other than the crown, I haven't made like anything on my model. Like I didn't have any hands in making anything.
So it's like you just kind of went with it.
Yeah, basically the way it happened, it was really old and I don't have that art anymore, but I had like a piece of art and I was like, this is pretty cool. The first one, it was like a really cool sketch of like a hairstyle that was really similar to the one I have now. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. I wonder if I can get someone to make this into a design. And then I handed it to another artist friend I had, and they, made it. And then they added more, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna add a little more to this. And then I added a crown, and initially there used to be a hoodie, but there's no hoodie now because not very cool. So yeah, there was that, and then I added the crown, and then I just sort of kept winning art raffles, and my design changed over time.
You got the luck of the Irish then. How did you keep winning these raffles? That's insane.
I have like a phenomenal luck. My luck is actually so good that I just don't play gacha games. Like unironically, I don't play gacha games because I keep winning them so fast that they're boring.
Oh my goodness. On the streaming note here, what made you choose to stream on Twitch versus YouTube? Are you on YouTube actually? I don't know if I checked.
Ooh, I actually do. I have a YouTube channel. I don't stream on it, and I barely upload, which I actually do want to get on. I want to start making videos since, well, they seem like more content for people to rewatch. Since I hardly make content, I'm very lazy. Um,
Well,
so
I mean,
yeah.
your streams and your clips and your old VODs are the content usually are what streamers, well, Twitch streamers upload on YouTube. So
Yeah,
as long
like
as you
YouTube
stream,
has. Meh.
I know.
But oh yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm guilty for not working on my YouTube either. So I totally know where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's a struggle, I suppose. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I just chose Twitch because it was more like in my face. It was something I was more aware of at the time. Because, like, basically, I'm pretty sure I started streaming on Twitch, and then, like, a week or two after I started, I found out that YouTube had a streaming function. I was like, wait, it does? Oh, that's kind of cool, but I'm on this now. So, like, I just sort of got used to Twitch, and then it was like, well, I'm too lazy to switch now, so.
It's true. Have you ever considered the thought of going to YouTube?
I have thought about it, but I'm just not really sure about it. It just seems like a bit of a hassle for me, really.
I agree. I agree. I feel like there's more eyes on Twitch, and I feel like I heard the discoverability on YouTube is insanely hard compared to Twitch.
Yeah, because like for streams on YouTube, I think discoverability is awful. But when it comes to like stuff like videos, oh, it's like so much better than Twitch by miles.
100% agreed. So we are on a little bit of a tangent here. So getting back on today's topic, like I said, I am not a pro in this whatsoever. I am not retroactive in networking. And I know I should. I know it's like a lifeline, not only for VTubers, but it's a lifeline for streamers. I said that really weird. Streamers in general. I am going to punch this guy in the face. But
I'm just trying to eat, bro.
I always lose my train of thought when you make noise now.
I'm sorry. It's just they're good snacks.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, okay. Sorry, and where was I?
Nice, good. Mm.
And yes, okay, in short, I am no pro in networking, so I am bringing a professional. I'm pretty sure St.Powers would call himself a professional at networking. So,
Aha, yeah.
so please explain for everyone what networking is.
Like hold on, let me search this up on Google. Network. No, I'm joking. Networking is basically when you go around in a community and you meet like-minded people. So like discuss stuff, talk to people, make friends, talk about your own stuff that you're making. It's all around just like oh, you could call it like a sort of web thread, it's basically like a spider's web. On one part there's you, and then you're a string, and you start to slowly connect to all of the other strings to meet up with everybody. And then eventually you're the center of it, and you have all these other strings that are going around you. And the more strings you have, the more strong, wide, and durable your net will be for catching in flies, or basically viewers.
It's true. I like the little web image. So,
Analogy?
yes, analogy. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah, no, that's so true. It's kind of just connecting with strangers, pretty much, and it's not.
Mm,
There's a big
mm,
difference. Oh my God, there is a. Sorry, I guess you guys are also getting an ASMR, like Ghost said,
oh,
ASMR podcast,
oh, mm,
and
mm.
networking has maybe its ups and downs, but it can be seen in a negative light as well, where networking can be seen as what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe selfish and non-genuine if you go about it the right way. So thankfully we have Powers here to tell you guys how to do it the proper way. So tell everybody, why is networking important and who does it help?
Oh, well, networking is actually really good for, well, not just you, but for other people as well. Because when you're going around helping people, it's not just, you're going around to help people, right? And sometimes you'll expect people to help you back. That's fair. I mean, not everyone has those thoughts. And sometimes they will help you back, but sometimes they won't. And the point of networking is to help other people so that they'll come to help you. And by over time, the more help you give each other, the bigger you'll both grow. And well, that's basically how it works. It just promotes growth from both sides and helps everyone out. It's always good to network, but you don't want to be too selfish with it. Despite me, I say that, but I'm like the most selfish person in the world. I literally asked my friend for like money once, and they just gave it. But anywho, anywho, the point is, you want to just help people, and then the more people you help, the more you'll help yourself. That's a way to put it.
It's true. I think that is so important when it comes to networking because I think for those maybe on the wrong mindset of it, it's more of, oh, what can I get out of this relationship? And only targeting maybe people who, like streamers who are bigger than you. And you really have to go with the mindset that you are there to help others and to not expect anything back when it comes to
Mhm.
networking. I know it's a little hard, it's a little difficult, and it's just like, why would I want to help someone else succeed and not myself succeed? But there is going to be good, not at every chance you get. You got to shoot your shot somewhere, right? And there might be something good that'll come out of it because people will remember your generosity. Something so simple like hosting, auto hosting will go a long way. And even if they don't do the same for you, people are going to remember your generosity and you want to be seen in a more positive light when it comes to networking and not like, oh, that guy's in your Discord. Oh, I know him. He's the one that just posts his Twitch links when he goes lives and he doesn't interact with my community. So you don't want to
Uh,
be that guy.
hey, sure is hot in here.
Hmm.
Ooh. I,
Powers has
I'm
not done that in my
extremely.
Discord. Don't worry.
I, to be fair, I'm extremely guilty of that. I've not only done that multiple times, I'm so bad that when I joined that crab game tournament with 160 VTubers, I
Mhm.
walked in, went into the chat, and posted my Twitch link several times.
Did you get in
I'm that.
trouble?
No, no one really told me off. You were allowed to do it. It just made you
Oh.
look scummy.
Hey, like I said, you gotta shoot your shot, right? So we are gonna kind of pick your brain when it comes to networking. And
Oh, no.
so what is your process for networking? And what do you look for in another VTuber or content creator when you reach out and network with them?
Clout,
Did you say clout?
maybe.
All right, so let's go down more of the road on that.
Okay. So basically, no. When I talk to people and I network with people, I don't actually look to them and think, oh wow, I want that. I'm going to be able to use them for growth. I mean, sometimes I think that, but the thing I mainly think of is, man, is this person like cool to talk to, or are they annoying and boring? But that's the way I judge people. Are they fun to talk to or not? Whether they have a lot of followers or like a bunch of viewers is kind of secondary to me. It's whether they'd be fun.
I don't think I remember how we met. I'm pretty sure you're the one who reached out to me. Like I said, I do not network. I wait for people to come to me, which is the wrong way to network, okay? So please do not take my advice.
Yeah, no, don't take her advice. Take my advice. As for how we met, I'm pretty sure it was. Didn't I have that one networking thread with like 300 likes? I think you commented on there.
I did? I was retroactive? I don't remember.
I think you did. I don't think I met you in any other sense other than that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we met on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely Twitter.
So, what for anyone new to networking, for those who are, let's say, a week into streaming, a month into streaming, and their view count is kind of at a stalemate, and this is where networking comes into play because you, I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound selfish, but you need other streamers to help you get more viewers, is what I'm trying to say. So you kind of take part in their community, in all of that. So for beginners who are not at that stage and haven't reached out, haven't even made a Twitter account, which you should as a content creator, Twitter is your lifeline when it comes to this kind of stuff. What are your beginning steps of networking for those who have are from like ground zero, nothing?
Ooh, that's a good idea. For me, I when I first started, I didn't actually talk that much on Twitter. Like I would go around and I managed to get like 300 followers by just going around being myself, talking to people every now and then, and mostly just making a bunch of cool friends. But the way I did my best to grow on Twitter was basically just be a massive chatterbox, like just very much annoyed. Like I've had comments, like people have messaged me, my friends, and they're just like, "Bro, I've seen 5 of your tweets in a row on my timeline. Stop it." So the way I go about it is I just, follow people every now and then, and just scroll through Twitter. Like if you're thinking about it, I'd say when you're starting out, take like 20 minutes or so out of your day to just scroll through Twitter and comment on stuff you think is cool. And just, talk to them about it, like just say, "Hey, this is really cool," or like go, "Wow, that's awesome," or like, stuff like that. And just talk to people, throw in some jokes, say hi, stuff like that. You don't actually have to like respond to everything and close up conversations in like 20 minutes. You don't have to do that. You can just come back to them in like an hour or so later on when you have more free time. So just, spend a little time out of your day to just, go around talking to people and say hi. And eventually you'll start to just, see your followers increase because if you comment on people's posts, the people that follow them end up seeing your posts because, the person you commented on tends to like it. And then that'll pop up on other people's feeds. So the more you talk to people, the more you'll get around and see more people. Oh, well, more people will see you.
Of course. And that's what networking is. It's the visibility and putting yourself out there on, like, there is somebody out there who has probably been looking for a VTuber like you, but just hasn't been able to find you. And if you comment on someone's Twitter post and they, just get curious and click on your Twitter profile, which I hope is linked to your Twitch as well, and they kind of check you out and they're kind of like, hey, this is the kind of streamer I've been looking for. So visibility on other people's posts is it's perfect as well. What
Hmm.
powers
Yeah.
powers is this what?
I don't know what you're on about. I have been scrolling Twitter while we were talking. No. Anywho, rule number one of being a Sigma networker: never donate any of your time to real things. Whenever you're talking to someone, always be on social media. Never let up.
Sorry, I got caught in the middle of my thought process there because Powers was DMing me on Discord with, I don't even know what that is. Is that like the Sonic movie? What is that?
It's the Sonic movie too, with Knuckles and Tails. Wait,
God.
Knuckles and I just called Sonic Tails. Oh my god, I'm such a bad VTuber and awful Sonic fan in general. Do you want to see an image of me as Tails from Sonic?
Sure, because I feel like you will not stop talking about it if I don't say yes.
Problem, I couldn't find it, so here's a Padora.
Oh no. Oh, thanks.
No problem.
What is happening? Anyways, going back to what you were saying during the beginning steps of networking, you say that you take like 20 minutes of your day. And you know what? For those who are strapped on time with streaming and full-time work, is 20 minutes enough? Like, what does your daily ritual look like? And you say, you do it for like 20, do you do it for 20 minutes every day?
Uh, I actually probably do it more than 20 minutes per day. It's just I spread it out over like a long time. Like I'm on my laptop pretty much most of the time when I'm not in classes. So
Mm-hmm.
when I get home, I usually just hop on my laptop and do whatever I usually do, like watch videos, make dumb memes, talk to my friends, read, stuff like that. And whenever I'm just a little bit bored in between those, I'll just hop onto Twitter, scroll about a bit, see some cool things, comment on it like maybe a little bit, and then hop off again. I usually only spend about a minute or two doing that. So just spending about a minute or so or two, like just throughout your day, just every now and then to look at stuff, also works as well. You don't have to do it all in one segment. Just talk to people every now and then. Hop on Twitter. Just be active. Try to be active at least once per day. That's probably the best idea.
All right. I am so totally taking notes on this. So let's put this in numbers. So let's talk about just Twitter, not even Twitch. I don't know if you actually go out on Twitch and actively look for VTubers to network with, or do you strictly only use Twitter?
I just use Twitter. Can you imagine going on Twitch, going into people's chats, and just going, "Hey, you look cool. Do you want to collab?" That would be so weird. No, no one would like that.
I've tried. I've tried. I won't, I don't talk though. I lurk. I lurk until they give me a reason to talk. So let's put this in numbers. And let's say out of 10 posts you interact with, like 10 different content creators on Twitter you interact with, how many of that 10 turn out to be successful networking relationships?
Most of the time, I they don't really tend to be successful. I enjoy talking to people, so it's no skin off my back. But most of the time, they don't tend to actually be too successful. They'll like your posts, and other people will see them as well. But it usually won't result in too many follows. But if you can really find your way into making that person like you within like that brief interaction, then you can net yourself easy follows by just talking to people every now and then. Like for instance, I remember when I was starting out, I just talked on this random person's post because I saw them on my timeline and they had like 2,000 followers, which I only found out after they followed me. Um, and I just went on there and I made like a joke about what they were talking about, and they thought it was really funny. And then I got a follow from that, and because they followed me, a bunch of other people, like 5 other people, followed me after that, and I was like, what? That's so whack. And so yeah, that worked out really well. So trying to fit yourself to like what you want to try and do is you want to try and find something that'll make people like you. So you don't have to stick to one like specific character. Like when it comes to Twitter, I like occasionally I'll just be like occasionally I'll just be really cursed, but then other times I'll be like really nice. And they're all versions of me. They're all me, but like different parts of me are just more in tune to different people, which means more people across a wider range of personalities will end up liking me. And they don't have to like you for long. They just have to think, "Oh, this guy's pretty cool. I'll give him a follow." And it takes about 5 seconds. So that's about all there is to that.
That's true. That's all. That also ties in into the visibility thing, and you've really highlighted how that little grapevine of just commenting on one post has led you to multiple follows just from that, just from being funny, being yourself on Twitter. So that's
Oh,
great.
you haven't even heard that. I made a networking post that like got me 100 followers within the span of a day or two, and I was just like, what? How did this happen? And it's just like, you know how it works.
Are you serious? What a gold
Yeah, I
mine. Wait, what it, okay. Like you said, we met on this networking post.
know.
And it's just one of those posts that are, I don't know, I don't even know how you word something like that. Hey, other small VTubers, what's up? Let's be friends. It's like those kind of posts.
Well, kinda. I mean, I just put in all caps networking post, get in here and drop your PNGs now. And then I sent an image of Markiplier pointing at the screen saying, now, follow me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now I remember.
Yeah, now you remember. Yeah. And I wouldn't say like I got all those follows because of the post. I would like a lot of people can like a post and just not follow the person doing it. I'd say the reason most of those people ended up following me was because I actually interacted with the posts. Like
Hmm.
they if you go into the post, which I cannot find for the life of me, um, but yeah, about 100 people or 120 or so people ended up responding, and I gave a really energetic comment about like complimenting them and telling them like how much I liked their models and stuff to like at least 110 of them, and I ended up getting a bunch of follows from that. So just talking to people, and when you get like a banger tweet, like when you get a banger tweet, make sure to talk to the people who comment, because if you talk to them, then you have a much higher chance of them following you.
Yes, and now that I remember that tweet, this is coming from someone from the outside, me obviously, because this is how I met St. Powers. It was one, it was a picture post of Markiplier, and it was meme, right? And obviously you get more attention to your tweet if there's some kind of media attached usually. And I was like, I looked into the thread, and because there's a lot of these. I see at least 7 of these networking VTuber tweets multiple times a day. And this one stood out to me because St. Powers, like he said, was actually replying back to people who were posting in the thread. And a lot of times, these kind of threads is just people dropping their PNG and they leave. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll shoot my shot. Why not? I was like semi newish into streaming and VTubing, and look where we are now.
We're so cool. Like, look where we are now. You've got a sick-looking pedal background and a cool model, and I'm sitting here with a PNG because I can't figure out how virtual cameras work. We are not the same.
If I was in if I was on the other side of this podcast, I have never dealt with virtual cameras either, so don't feel bad about it. So this next question is personally coming from me. I try to generalize these questions as much as possible, but for me, I always found networking boring, and there's a reason why I don't put a lot of thought into it. Um, First of all, networking is it's you do it at your own pace, and everybody wants to grow at their own pace, and that's understandable. We all grow differently. And obviously I've seen people who have started after me, people who started before me, and there's a specific person actually in my head who was a previous guest on this podcast who is also really great at networking like St.Powers and has really active on Twitter, really active on social media, and hasn't even debuted yet, and he has debuted, and he his viewer count is as much as mine. And I'm not. Does it sound like I'm salty? I'm not salty.
No, it's okay to be a little salty. I mean, I have a friend that's like that as well. I used to do interviews. I still do them occasionally. I just barely do them now. But I used to do an interview, and there was this one person that I invited on called Abdog,
Hmm.
and she. I'm still friends with her. She's the coolest person ever. I love her. She's awesome. And when I brought her on, she was like 300-ish, 250 on Twitter. And then like after after our stream, because I ended up introducing her to like a bunch of other people I'd met on that stream, and they all became really good friends. And let me search that Abdog. There we go. And since then, she has gotten to like 630 on Twitter, which like isn't that much. It isn't. It's like it's a growth. It's a good growth. Don't get me wrong. But like compared to her Twitch, which went from like 100 to 500 or something, 600. It's from about 4 months ago, 3 months ago. It is kind of wild. And so I've just been like, yo, she is so good at this. What? She's so awesome. So I get what you mean when it says like it's okay to be a little salty. I'm like, man, that I wish I was like I wish I had that many. But then I still like them a lot because they are awesome and a cool person. I love them. They're awesome.
100%. I totally know what you mean. And sorry, I was bringing up this comparison because the person I'm talking about is a very active in networking versus me who is not. And he just debuted last month, and I've been doing this for 7 months now, and now we are at the same viewer count. So if you guys really need to see the importance of networking, it's him and I are night and day because I don't reach out. I really should. I don't because I'm personally on my own VTuber journey. I'm comfortable with a slower growth rate, and since I play very niche horror games, I'm not expecting a huge rise as if I were streaming. I don't know what are the games that kids play these days?
Odd
Fortnite and
Fortnite. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only play like games that I enjoy, but those games just so happen to basically only be Minecraft, Apex, and probably Crab Game and Valorant.
those are all the huge games, Power.
I know, I can't help it. I just like them.
And you know what? There is nothing wrong with that. That is a whole other podcast topic in itself. Craftopia, yes. Ghost is on Craftopia. Lottie has said so in chat. Where was I going with this? Sorry. Yeah, it's a night and day comparison of networking, and I'm so far from my question. So, personally, for me, I don't like networking because it feels a little businessy and boring. So, my question for you is how do you make networking more enjoyable?
For me, I don't treat it like a business thing, really. I think of everyone that I meet as someone who can either be who's basically just a friend, and if they aren't a friend, well, I mean, sucks, I guess. Time to move on to the next Twitter post. So my way is, I just imagine everyone as someone new I can have fun with and spend time with, someone I can hang out with. And I enjoy spending time with those people because it's just lovely to see so many different people from different walks of life. Like, before becoming a VTuber, I had a pretty narrow mindset, I'll be fair with you. And now that I'm here, I've seen so many people from like different countries, communities, religions, nationality. It's so cool. And it has been absolutely great. I have loved talking to all of these people. And so I think personally, a way to make networking more fun, don't treat it as a business thing. It's not really a business thing if you you have the wrong view of networking. There are two types of networking. There's the networking you're doing for monetary and business gains, which is, common in the corporate world. And then there's then there's the networking that you do to just make friends, hang out, talk to people, just like in real life, really. Because in real life, you also do networking without realizing it. When you make friends, talk to people, say hi, that's also a form of networking. But it's basically just the same as that. Meet new people, say hi, make friends. If you think they look cool, why don't you just go say hi to them, hang out, see if they're all right. You never know who you're gonna make friends with, and it's always fun to see.
I really love that. And I think you pointed out the mindset I've had towards it, which is I had a corporate view on networking, which is, I told you guys, I am no professional in networking. This is why I had to bring a guest on the show to talk about it. I saw networking more as I'm totally the selfish networker. I am. And I threw my shot. This podcast actually is a form of me networking because I'm connecting with different VTubers who are coming on the show and highlighting that. And every single guest I've had, we've now become really great friends. So, I'm probably not going to be friends with Powers after this because all he does is
Hey, wait,
snack.
what? Hey?
Joking, I'm joking.
Okay, that's it. I'm playing my jailhouse music.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Are you actually doing this
Right.
IRL? Like you got a harmonica?
Yeah, no, I have a harmonica.
Oh my god.
I
Like,
have a flute too, but it can't be picked up on my mic.
well, I got a kazoo. Maybe we can make our own little country band in the future.
Oh, I have a piano right over here. Do you want me to play something for you? I can grab my piano.
Okay, sure.
Okay, great. Hold on. Give me a moment. I gotta grab it from the other side of the room. It's huge.
This is just the weirdest podcast I've ever done. And I've only done 5 episodes. What is happening?
Hold on. I'm grabbing the piano trademark. On. That's connected to a headset. Stop it.
I've always aimed for these podcasts to be professional.
Okay, there we go. It's making the noise outside of the headset now. Okay. And now I go here and go a little louder. There we go.
He's actually got his piano.
Yeah. Woo.
We could be the first VTuber band.
Do you want to hear me play something?
Sure, of course. I mean, you went through all that trouble. You might as well.
What would you want to hear? Like, what kind of song?
You can just take song requests like that?
Sure, I'll take song requests for genres.
Let's hear something country, bumpkin kind of music.
You're picking a piano for country bumpkin music.
Okay, you told me to pick. I picked. So
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me figure out these settings and see if there's anything I can use. What's this? This is an organ. I mean, an organ.
you know what? Oh my god, yes, the organ sounds perfect. You see, this is probably a highlight of networking because I didn't know you get to learn about these VTubers that you connect with. I didn't know that St.Powers was so musically inclined.
You really didn't read my Twitter, did you?
I
If
did
you look
not.
at my Twitter, it says musician/artist. Do you know? You don't read it.
I focus more on the Twitch side of things. I've watched your streams. No, you know what? That was actually a question I wanted to ask you.
I'm sad.
I know.
Yeah.
All around me. kind of was actually a question I had listed down here. Is your last stream you made music? I should have known. But
Wait,
I thought you were just fumbling with a program on stream. I didn't know you actually had a passion for music.
no, I do. Look, hold on. I'll play you something dumb with my really fast hands. Wait.
I think the microphone is peaking at how loud the
Yeah, it's
piano is.
peaking a lot.
Yeah, and it's cutting off.
No.
But I can totally hear it. You're great on the piano.
Yeah, I have been doing the piano I've been teaching myself for what I may consider an eternity or 3 years. So,
Self-taught, that's even more impressive.
thank you.
I love it. This wow, that was fun. I love it. It was great. You're
Yo.
adding a little spice to the podcast. I'm gonna get DMCA'd on Spotify, but I'll take the hit. It's fine.
Nah, you can't get the MCA. I'll tell you what. I'll make you a song, so I won't get the MCA. What kind of song would you want?
What is something you would play if you sat on a piano in the middle of the mall and you were trying to impress passerbyers?
Okay. Allow me to put in my best efforts. I'll be singing you a. Oh god, my boom arm. No. Anywho, I will be singing you a song today. Listen very closely.
Here I was prepared. I had my hands in front of me, clasped together, and I was like, I am so ready to hear some super Josh Groban, Mariah Carey kind of words, and this dude is crying on mic.
Yeah, no, I call this song my life.
Okay.
Anyhow, I'm gonna put the piano away now because my family's come home and they're gonna shout at me for it.
I have no words. I don't know what to say anymore. Okay. Well, thank you for the performance. It was great. Okay. Okay, I need to get back on track here.
Yeah, I gotta
So,
somehow put this piano on the other side of the room. Give me a moment.
okay.
Entertain the people.
So while Powers is gone and I am in a state of very visible confusion and I don't know what to say.
I don't know why there are cans of paint in my room. Anywho, hello, I'm back.
Hi, welcome back. So we're gonna get back on topic here because we are, I think, pretty much close to an hour on the podcast, and we actually still have a lot more questions to go. But it's been fun.
Yeah.
So the next question I have here are what are the pros and cons of networking?
Pros, you get clout. Cons, you get clout.
All right, fair enough. Is that actually your answer?
Like, sort of. The pros of networking is obviously you'll get people will see you, you'll get more visibility, you'll get more clout, you'll get to talk to more people. There's a bunch of that stuff going on. But then on the cons side, there's also the fact that you could also end up it's associating with some less than vibrant people. And also with the growth in clout and whatnot, there's always problems of people being bad, doing annoying things, ending up doing weird things. Ugh. But yeah, so there's for the pros and cons, you do get more popular, but there's always the price of a lot of things like, weird happening. Like I remember I've done a lot of networking, of course. So I've talked to a lot of people, and for some of the people that I've interacted with a little more, I also end up interacting with like some of their communities. and most of them are fine. But there's been an occasional few that have gotten a little, yes, sus, I could say. I won't discuss it on stream, but there was this one dude who just sort of replied to me on Twitter with less than say so comments. So yeah, there's the pluses of seeing more people, getting more clout, becoming more popular, of course. But then there's also the downside of more people see you. There's also going to be bad people.
I want to pry into that story so bad, but I won't.
I mean, you can. Honestly, to be fair, we got into like a small Twitter argument, but it was less of an
Oh.
argument to me and more of me just. You know how some people put like an asterisk and put your, right? Like some people
Mm-hmm.
spell your wrong in an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I managed to get the dude that was saying weird things. I managed to get him with a your twice.
Oh my god.
He got absolutely demolished. And then and you know what? You know what he had the nerve to say?
Hmm.
He said, "This is an internet. You shouldn't be here. Try and grow up." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm younger than you. Why don't you grow up? You're arguing with me."
That's crazy. Is that an example of the bad side of networking, I guess?
uh well, it's a more light bad side. I assume it's probably a lot worse for what's the word? Like lewd tubers. I assume it's
Hmm.
probably a lot worse for them because the basics around how things work with them. There's going to be a lot of weird people who develop good feelings and feel bad when things happen. Like what's that word? Parasocial relationships. That thing.
Mm.
Yeah, that they start to develop that, and that happens a lot more with like lewds and VTubers in their communities, but it also happens in regular communities. So it's probably a good idea to try avoiding that. And if people are giving you bad vibes, do not be afraid to just block and cut them out because it's you really need to care about at the end of the day. You're the most important person. Who really cares about other people? I mean, you can care about other people, enjoy their company, talk to them, and have a lot of fun spending time with them and care about them. But if they're doing bad things and you don't find it too enjoyable being with them, it's not really necessary for you to just stick around with them. Bad.
Yeah, to add on to that, I'm only going to talk about this for a small second, and I only have one person banned on my Twitch and everywhere else, and it's exactly what St.Powers said. Just be careful of the kind of people you run into. Obviously, don't dox yourself, and this certain person has become, I don't want to say a threat because it makes them sound powerful, but just be careful because this person also lived in the same city as me and threatened to dox me and other stuff. There are going to be some weirdos. Maybe this could be a whole other topic and probably a topic I should get into with maybe another female VTuber because obviously this happens more to female VTubers than males. I don't know. I don't really know the male side of VTuber, but
I've had people threaten to dox me at least 3 times. It happened once, and then the other 2 times they were just threats. But it's okay because I'm cool, and they didn't happen, and they didn't have enough clout to stop me.
that's very true. You know, that's actually a good point. I'm actually this is something I want to talk about as another topic as well. So, female VTubers, please be safe out there because there is some unsavourable viewers out there who are I don't know how to say this in a PG way. Uh,
Very horny and awful.
yeah.
Awful. There we go. I win.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true, that's true. Yes, very horny viewers who don't know the limits between a viewer to streamer relationship is what I'm trying to say. So be
That.
careful, yes. Moving on here, what are the do's and don'ts of networking?
The do's of networking. Make sure to just pop around, talk to people, and spend time doing things daily. The don'ts of networking. Don't. Thank you.
What? I thought you cut off there.
No, no.
Okay, don't network. Okay, very good.
No, no, I get. But like for the do's of networking, just make sure to be active daily and talk to people and spend time with your friend. Like even if you're just spending time with like people you know in real life or like people you just are actually just general friends with on Twitter, just make sure to have interactions with someone on Twitter every now and then. And for the don'ts, I would say do your best not to interact with communities you're not exactly comfortable in just to like, experience growth. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna like dip into the furry community just to get some clout. That ain't me. Uh so I say that a good don't is don't do things you aren't comfortable with doing just for an increase in like networking and growth and whatnot. Like it's good in some ways if you're resilient enough, but if you aren't like it's not a good idea for people who are not of the faint of heart. It's not a good idea because it'll end up just being bad for you and for your comfort, and it'll end up making you more stressed than you really need to be. So, the good idea is to just do what you're comfortable with, talk to people you think are cool, and if you get bad vibes from somebody, just don't talk to them or spend time around them. And if they're talking to you first, ignore them. I literally have like 5, 7 DMs on my Twitter from random people who I thought had bad vibes that I just entirely ignored.
Bad vibes in what way? Like them as a person or their
Like,
community?
um, I don't blame a person based on their community. I'll still hang out with someone even though their community is weird because that's not fair on them. They're a cool person. It's just their community's a bit meh.
Mm.
I have a couple friends that are like that with less than wholesome communities, but they're really good people and I like them. Um, so I space on the vibes of people I remember there was this one time I was doing interviews. I used to do like I've already told you I used to do interviews, but yeah, I used to I used to do interviews, and I was bringing someone on, and instead of letting me invite them into my interview server, they instead decided, hey, let me just invite you to my server. So I was like, okay, it works for me, I guess. And so, I went in and I talked, and we went to the server, and after going in, I like there was just a bunch of NSFW stuff everywhere. I was like, "You invited a kid into a server like this? Are you joking?" And that's when I started getting like bad vibes from them that they weren't exactly aware of most things. That they were a bit meh. So I sort of just went, haha, yeah, this interview is gonna be fun. And then I did the whole haha, let's never talk again and left.
Oh, they got ghosted.
Yeah, people say ghosting is really bad, but sometimes it's a good idea to just do that when things are looking a bit you know?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's 100% your comfort level. I mean, we're all guilty of ghosting, so no shame in that. But to go back on what you said, it's very true to network with communities in VTubers who are also kind of in the same demographic as you. I would like to say who have the same interests. For example, when I go networking the once in a blue moon that I do, I tend to target other horror VTubers, and there's not a lot of them out there, but I will actively go into a horror game I like or have been enjoying, and I'll search the VTuber tag on Twitch. Please use the tags on Twitch. They are very useful when it comes to networking. And yeah, I'll sit in, I'll hang out, and it's I don't know, it's my really flimsy way of networking. But believe me when I say Twitter is just 100 times better than networking on Twitch for sure. The next
Mm.
question I have here is, oh, what is a good tip for networking to not make it seem spammy? And hey, are you just snoring?
Ah, ravioli.
Oh my god.
Sorry, it's like 8 p.m. I'm sleepy. I had a long day of having a nap at school today.
Sorry, to clarify on the question, what I mean by spammy is how do you network without just posting your link on Twitter, like the go live on Twitter, or posting it in other people's Discord servers?
Wait, you're not meant to do that? You're not? I mean, for me, I found that it's just you do whatever you feel like. Personally, I've actually never been called spammy even once posting my links on Twitter and on Discords and whatnot. It's
So
a
I guess you're.
burger.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
burgers are good. So I mean, so you never been called out on it before. So I guess are you waiting to be called out on it, and then you'll kind of like reevaluate how you've been networking?
No, never. This has been working wonders so far. I stream once every like week or two, and I somehow managed to con my way into almost 800 followers on Twitter and 250 on Twitch. It is a whole gold mine to just con people constantly.
Oh my god. The
So,
importance of networking.
the importance of networking. If you're lazy, it's the lifeline for you because you don't have to do as much content creation or work if you just throw your links in people's faces and look interesting.
It's true. Let's put you and I in perspective. Okay. Me who doesn't network versus you who networks. You said you have what 800 followers on Twitter? I
Yeah,
have
almost.
I have like 88. I'm not even at 100 yet. And I stream maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week. And you have St.Powers who streams once to twice a week. So obviously his networking has paid off a lot more versus me who does not network whatsoever. I think my only network at this point is the podcast. So I'll let that be a lesson to those who are out there and doing their thing.
Remember, kids, networking is important if you're lazy and don't like work.
It's very true. It's very true. Well, I mean, you got to put work when you're actually out there on social media. Speaking of social media, is there any other places you network that isn't Twitter?
Um, I've looked into getting onto like TikTok and other stuff, but honestly, it was all just like, how does this work? Why am I seeing weird people? What is happening? And I got very confused and I did not know what I was doing. So I decided, well, having big numbers on Twitter makes me feel like a big man. So I think I'll just skip out on the other stuff.
So
I do want
Twitter
to
it
say though,
was. Hmm.
I do want to say though that if you can, it is good to try and get like used to posting yourself around other places. Like, because I remember for oh, one of my friends, they were doing a debut stream, right? And they had basically just started. They hadn't really been networking at all. They were just hanging out. And what they did, they posted their debut link onto the virtual YouTubers subreddit, and they ended up getting like 50 people like consistently viewing on their debut stream. So what I could say is a really good idea. It's a really good idea to network on places that aren't Twitter. It's to go around in more places. I'm just more used to Twitter and talking to people on there, and I find it more fun. But if you can, do definitely get into the other first social medias because it is very helpful.
You know, it's crazy because my viewers were telling me the other day that Reddit is actually a good place to network for VTubers. I've never gone. I think I have to make a new account on Reddit for that, but I'm totally gonna have to try that. Have you dipped your toes in Reddit?
Oh, yes, I have tried Reddit before. Actually, I have a Reddit tab open right now. I don't actually use Reddit much. I just opened this tab because I have a joke I'm going to make later. Um, but anywho, yeah, I use Reddit occasionally. I don't really tend to use it much, but the it is quite good. It's for networking. I haven't experienced a massive boost myself yet, but it might work out better. If I were doing like a debut link or some kind of big event link that would get like I don't know up what is it on Reddit upvotes karma I don't know I'm not a redditor. I don't affect the stock markets. I don't know what I'm doing. But, but yeah, basically Reddit is good. Yeah, well, networking on Reddit. The rest of Reddit is just ugh. But yeah.
Yeah, for any of those who have networked over Reddit, like feel free to let us know. Even after this podcast, just hit us up on Twitter because I'm curious of how Reddit goes. I remember stumbling upon I mean, it might have been the same subreddit you just brought up of virtual VTubers and something, and they actually do this weekly showcase that is pinned in their subreddit. So I think that would be great for getting some eyes on your stream as well. So I think Reddit is a good place for that. I've had a viewer, I don't recall who actually has a Facebook group for themselves.
Oh, right. Yeah, Facebook. I haven't actually ever dipped my toes into Facebook because, I see Facebook and all I can think of are middle-aged minion memes and Mark Zuck. And so, yeah. Plus, I just have like negative stigma with Facebook, I suppose. I don't know. It just seems boring to me.
For sure. I I don't know how to do the Facebook thing because I'm pretty sure when you open a group on Facebook, you actually have to use your personal account. So I don't know how that works unless you want to make a new account for yourself because you can dangerously dox yourself on Facebook. So I didn't dive that deep into the whole Facebook thing with that guess, and I probably should have. But Facebook
Mm.
is an option. TikTok, like you said, Twitter is the best for this. Um, what else? YouTube. YouTube is a great offline platform for when you're not streaming, but
Yeah, forgetting like sleep clout, forgetting like sleep clout. So like just putting up videos when you're like putting up videos will get people watching your stuff and noticing you when you're not around, which is very very good because less work, more gain. That's how it goes. Oh, and you mentioned doxing and stuff, and that reminded me of something actually.
mhm,
Um, a lot of VTubers and people like a lot of VTubers, you know how like people buy commissions for art, like a bunch, like
yeah.
they get tons of art.
Yes,
Yeah,
go
okay.
on.
Yeah, they get like tons of art. A lot of people don't realize that like when they buy art using their personal PayPal account, they are just giving artists their like real name. And no, a lot of people don't know about it, and it's not widely talked about. It's not as widely talked about as it should be because a bunch of people commission art, and then artists just have their real name and information, and it's like, well, damn, Johnny, I'm gonna get doxxed. So yeah, it's better to find a way to pay people by not giving them your details. There's a way to do it. I remember you can change like the display names or something on PayPal. I don't remember, but there's a way you can do it.
That's very true. I actually have an experience with this when I was watching a online friend and they were streaming as well, and I donated like $10 to them, and they're like, "Oh, I never knew that was your last name." And I was like, what are you talking about?" And they told me that my full name is on PayPal. So also keep that in mind when you do donations and all of that on Twitch. It shows your full name on PayPal. So be very careful. Which also means I've also seen your names as well for, for those who have connected to me like that.
Oh, donate to my links, and I may take your information and sell it to the Bezos.
Exactly. That was the point of this podcast all along. Please donate so we can get your information. Oh, and
Please give me your money.
another social platform is Instagram. I'm active personally on Instagram, but and I even use the name Hime Horror on Instagram, but I do not post anything about my Twitch on Instagram. I don't know why, but Instagram with the hashtags, I think there's like a sweet spot for hashtags. Instagram is like an enigma in itself. I think you have to hit like 11 hashtags on one post for it to get somewhere, which I think is ridiculous. It's like an unspoken rule. But Instagram is one of those social platforms as well. I'm trying to think of more, but I think that's pretty much the big ones. I had if Ghost is still here, he actually spoke about a app, not Tinder, but to me it sounded very similar to Tinder. I don't know, Ghost, if you're still in here, if you could clarify what that app was called. But he used it to find friends, pretty much. So you could try those apps too. Amino,
Oh, Amino,
yes.
yeah.
I know Bumble also has a friendship section in their app. I think Bumble is mostly used for dating, but I know they do have a friendship section.
Local VTuber looking for someone with mucho clout.
That's true. Yeah, so yeah, there's just so many places you can network. And a very unconventional one that I just remembered because I brought it up on stream last week is networking IRL. And I brought this up because I asked my viewers, would it be weird if I took my Twitch name and put a little like Twitch logo, you know, that little purple box, and I put a sticker on my car? That's self promotion.
No, I think that is so cool, and I agree with that. But I'm like, I don't want to put it on anything of like mine, so it could be traced back to me. What I would do, I would just go around like my college or school or whatever. I would take those stickers, I would just slap them on walls,
That's
uh,
true.
and so, and then people would just find that as they're walking along. You know how it is.
Oh, could you imagine somebody like a viewer coming into your chat and they're like, "Oh, hey, I found you in the Walmart bathroom stall."
I tracked you in stall 3 of Walmart in DC, Washington.
Yeah, if you're bold enough, do it IRL. Print out some stickers and like Power said, just slap it on and anywhere. Don't be like me. I like my viewers voted against it because they were like, why would you put it on your car? And then they end up seeing you, and then what if they follow you home and they become a major stalker? So be careful with the IRL one. But I think places like TwitchCon is also a good one. But you know, I thought about the TwitchCon thing and networking IRL. I don't think a lot of VTubers would even go to that. And even if they did, I don't think they'd be comfortable revealing themselves IRL to other VTubers. It's not like it's not
Honestly,
like you can pick them out of the crowd because we're all humans.
Honestly, for me, I think if I were to go to TwitchCon and like promote myself, what I would do, I would get like I would just put a mask on over my face, and I would wear like a big outfit like with a hood. I wear like a robe and like a mask, and I go around like handing out like business cards that said St. Powers, VTuber extraordinaire, and I just be handing them to people.
It's true. And I think the TwitchCon method maybe kind of goes against pretty much being anonymous, and that's it's kind of a big reason of why a lot of people have gone to VTubing route because they don't want their true selves to be known. I'm actually heading to California in October of 2022, and it's actually the same time as TwitchCon. So if you guys are going to be at TwitchCon, we can meet IRL. You guys have already seen how I look like, but when I that's why I was really thinking about it, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to spot any other VTubers because nobody's going to reveal themselves as a VTuber. So,
Hold a giant billboard sign and just have it say, oh, and have it to say, Hime Horror, Twitch.tv. Hello, everybody. My name is Hime Horror, Twitch.tv. Why don't you come follow me and I can show you my basement?
you know what? I think I'm going to take the sticker idea and just start slapping stickers on people. Not even on bathroom stall, I'm going to do it on people.
Just walk around, put them on people's backs, just like, hey, buddy, what's going on there? It's not a kick me sign, it's a Twitch.
It's the newfound way of networking, everyone. Sorry, we have gone off on an extreme tangent here. We still have, how many questions we got? We got like four more questions here. I don't even think we are going to have time for chat questions at this point, but if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask St. Powers or myself, it doesn't even have to be about networking. It can be about VTubing, streaming, any of that. It would probably be a good time to enter it into chat because we have gone way past the hour, which is great. This podcast is different, is what I'm gonna say. That's a nice way of, I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a
No.
talent I developed after doing all those interviews. Like I first started like doing them really short. When I brought people in, it was like 30 minutes, 50 minutes. And then over time, I started like just getting a lot better at doing small talk and making people go off on tangents. And I think the longest interview I ended up accidentally doing, I meant to do it for like an hour, hour 30. I ended up doing it for like 4 hours and 4.5 hours.
Oh my god,
I
that's
am very good at
crazy.
talking.
Yeah, I've learned that firsthand. So moving on here, for those who have been in the networking game, streaming for a while, let's say 6 months, a year, and they have created a bad rep for themselves. For example, they were too selfish, like I said, just posting links in other people's servers, or even don't do this, but going into other people's streams and just posting your link and saying, please follow
Ew.
me. That is a terrible thing to do. Please do not do that. And they were just non genuine. I've heard horror stories of people trying to network, and it was not obvious, but they had an underlying kind of plan, just kind of going
Mm.
after your viewers and maybe your followers, and they were in it for themselves, kind of thing. So, yeah, those who have created this bad reputation around themselves in the community, what is your advice or even recommendations to bounce back from that if they have changed in, creating a whole new persona for themselves and they're like, I want to network properly? What would you recommend they do?
Get good.
Oh, well, why do
It,
I ask these questions?
I mean, well, what do you expect me to say? Do you want me to go off on like a 10-minute tangent and say, well, I think that they need to experience some life choices by going into the deep hearts of the heart of the Himalayas and experience deep think methodical meditation, or it's really not like that. It's just get good.
Okay, realistically, honestly, this question is a bit of a doozy, even for myself. Because when people, it's all about first impressions, and the moment you create this kind of bubble about yourself, like for example, let's say St.Powers and I know this guy Bob, and Bob is in that same spot, and he all he does is like, and then Powers and I will be talking about Bob and be like, oh, you know Bob, I know him too. All he does is drop his links in my Twitch,
What a
and
freaking jerk. I hate Bob. Honestly,
right.
I tell you what, I've seen his mother before, and she did not raise him right, okay? Something went on, and he has not been raised properly. Absolutely dreadful. All he does is go around talking about his Cadillac and how he won $30 back in 1996 in a bar fight. He's such a nerd. Honestly, I hate Bob. Anywho, sorry, I was getting into method acting. Yeah? Sorry?
I like to apologize to all of those who are named Bob. We love you, Bob. Sorry, but yeah,
Oh,
like that kind of stuff goes around. That kind of reputation follows you, and that's why I wanted to bring up that question because I don't have anything for that one, to be honest. To kind of scrub yourself clean, I guess. Something like rebranding. I mean, this is like the extreme way of doing it. Rebranding yourself to the point where nobody recognizes you, and then kind of going on that proper path of networking. But that is a very extreme way. So let's say the scenario is Bob doesn't want to rebrand. He wants to keep his brand, but he has this bad reputation.
Uh, well, I was gonna say get good, but like really the only answer is just to keep he's better now. He's like in a better now. He's like better to people. He's better at networking, right? Like he's nicer to people and whatnot, and he's not as selfish as he was before. Just keep that up, and eventually things are just gonna literally like the saying "time heals all wounds" is extremely true. Like the amount of like YouTubers, VTubers, and people who've done like terrible things in the past, like absolutely dreadful. Everyone forgets about it in like 3 months. Sure, it'll maybe pop up again like later on, but really people just end up forgetting about anything you do so long as you give it enough time. So if you just keep doing what you're doing and keep at it, people will just forget and they'll move on. It's so you don't really need to rebrand to get rid of a stigma, so long as you're, not faint-hearted enough to like really get too affected by people's mean comments. If you just keep at it, it's really not going to affect you much. Small blip, really.
That's very true, but it is not 100% chance that you will get out of this clean. Like St.Powers said, there are going to be some people who still remember, even though you're trying to change and create this new leaf of yourself. What up, Shane Dawson? I'm looking at you. But
The cat man?
yeah, the cat man. But yeah, like I said, the extreme option is rebranding and hoping nobody will remember who you were in your past life. But that is a
Yeah,
tough
I know
one.
a few people like that.
So, moving on here, what is a good networking experience you had? And also, what is a bad one?
Hold on.
God, I'm preparing myself for something stupid.
Sorry, it's really hard to breathe in this bottle. It's actually dreadful. Okay, this is an awful. Anywho, yeah. So, bad experience and good experiences in networking, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good experiences. I I met someone a while ago. I don't remember how I met him, but he was on my timeline a lot, and I really enjoyed just seeing him around. You probably know him. You know Blythe, right? Frankenbreton.
I don't. This is coming from me from someone who doesn't reach out to people.
Well, oh, really? Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's like I hadn't reached out to him, but I'd seen him on my timeline already, like multiple times, just because he's like active everywhere in the VTuber community. He's like everywhere. But basically, I met him once, and I'm not sure how it started up. I Maybe he replied to that one post about me doing interviews. I don't remember. But I ended up becoming friends with him for a bit, and I brought him on for a stream, and he was so fun. I loved hanging out with him. And he has like 2,000 followers and like a bunch of people really like him just because he goes around supporting the community as much as he can. Like he's even got a server with 3 other people that he's made called the boot camp, the VTuber boot camp, and
Oh,
it
that's
is
nice.
filled to the brim with like thousands of VTubers from all like places. And it has a bunch of channels for anything you would need, and they do like teaching classes for like stuff on how to network, how to increase follower count, how to get like models and stuff. And they have channels for like free assets, how to make live 2D models, 3D models. They've got like emote designs, artists. They've got art zone. It's literally just an absolute paradise if you want to like get started and learn things on becoming a VTuber. It is the place to be.
The place to be, but it is my first time hearing about it. Yet another good example of networking. I never would have known about this place if it wasn't for Powers. I have never heard about this place. That's crazy. I didn't even know a
Well,
place like that existed.
hold on. I will. I'll get it up and I'll invite you to it. Actually, give me a moment.
Yeah, that's cool. And
Invite people.
what is a bad experience you've had in networking?
Ooh, a bad experience. Honestly, I actually haven't had too many bad experiences. I mean, when you do what I do and if you don't like someone, you just entirely avoid them and never talk to them, you don't really tend to get many of those. Like, I'll be fair with you, I have not received a single hate DM ever, and somehow it makes me a little sad, actually. um, so yeah, if you cutting my losses is and like cutting people away has worked out very well in me not getting into much discourse with people and having any problems or bad experiences. Uh, of course, there are always going to be a few every now and then, but like I haven't had many. So I
Oh,
think my worst experience as a VTuber. Let me think. I, b- 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 oh, right.
mm,
It was when I was just starting out, and there was this dude. I'm not going to name him because he's an alright guy. But he brought me on for a collab where he was doing a huge endurance stream, and he was bringing on VTubers once every like hour or so to watch like different episodes of SpongeBob with him, and that was fun. I came on to watch SpongeBob, but I came on and I wasn't aware of who all the other people were. So I went in and I went in to watch SpongeBob, and for some reason, other than me and that guy, everyone else was a LewdTuber. So I was
Oh
just
my.
sat there, like in a Discord, trying to watch SpongeBob, and everyone else was just being really lewd around me. And I was like, I just want to watch Squidward, man. Come on. And so it was. I liked SpongeBob. It was good, but it was quite uncomfortable, to be fair. And so I just sort of haven't really talked to that guy afterwards. There was also that time I think he like messaged me about not using the word God because he was Christian, which is fair. I'll be fair with him, but like, I mean, come on, man.
It's the
I'm just
internet.
trying to be vocal, bro.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, ghosting is usually the way to go if you do stumble upon less unsavory crowd. Like I said before in the podcast, you want to network with people who you feel kind of reflect your same kind of community, because when you do network, your communities tend to do mash together. So, as a horror streamer, it wouldn't make sense if I were to, I don't know, network with someone who plays cozy games like Animal Crossing or something like that. Like our communities just wouldn't mash, you know?
Pretty sure
It's,
Animal Crossing is pretty scary in my opinion. I don't know what you're on about.
it's like those people that say that Minecraft is a horror game.
It is though.
It is
Have you
not a
not been
horror
in the? It is. Have you been in the caves with the cave sounds when you were like 7? It
game.
is frightening. Okay, I have been mining late at night, and like imagine this. I remember this because I used to play Minecraft when I was a kid. I was 7, and I was just digging, and I used to watch Minecraft videos. So I was like, I had like a deep impression that oh my god, Herobrine is a thing. I'm so scared, and so there was that, and I was just digging, and then you hear cave sounds, and they're just they're so spooky and coming at you from everywhere in a dark, enclosed area, and it is a horror game. Okay, it is a horror game. I'm telling you.
Okay, I'll give you the Hero Brian thing because that actually scared me too when I started playing Minecraft. But it is not a horror game.
It is an anything game, okay? You can do whatever you want in it. Technically, it can be anything.
Oh my gosh. I actually have a bad networking experience. Um, this happened on Twitter, and we knew each other for 30 minutes at most. Okay, we both followed each other, and they kind of checked out my stuff, and they DM'd me, and they were like, "Why do you talk to your viewers like that?" For those that don't know, especially for those listening on Spotify, I kind of have this niche where I'm not the nicest person to my viewers, and I'm okay with that. And I would expect my viewers to be okay with that. It's just one big roast fest.
I
And
literally beg mine for money every single stream. I literally go into streams and I tell you, hey guys, you gonna give me money today? I literally do that every time. I use them like cash cows.
right, it's like a shared communication of it's kind of like when you're a streamer, you build yourself into this kind of personal bubble, and the community you want to reflect on. And this person was like, you shouldn't talk to your viewers like that. How are you ever going to get new followers? And I was like, it's my own thing. It's kind of like I don't even know how it ended up like this, and I like to insult my viewers, and they insult me back. It's just I don't know. We're a bunch of uh, bottom bitches. I don't know. I don't know what other way to put this, but we like to insult each other, and they unfollowed me and they blocked me on Twitter for this because they said they couldn't get behind it and support what I do.
Oh, it's
And
okay, Hime. I've been blocked by Christian evangelist Twitter accounts. It's okay.
and that's just how it is. You're gonna find communities that and other content creators you just don't mesh with, and I guess they didn't like that I don't have a more typical wholesome VTuber vibe, I guess is what they were trying to say. And you know what? That's fine by me as well. So you
Why are
know.
you not a cute, ooh, kawaii anime girl? What's going on in here? Why are you not doing? I thought all VTubers were supposed to have a high pitched voice. What is going on here? This isn't canonical. Wah.
Yeah, you know what? That is actually the standard. I feel like to me that is like the typical. When I think of VTuber, I do think of that the high pitched voice, the very cozy ooh woo kind of feels. And now my viewers fucking suck. If you guys are listening or watching this, you guys suck. All right.
Yeah, you guys are awful, and I don't. You guys are absolutely dreadful, and I want you all to follow me just so I can insult you more. Okay, just come onto my streams every now and then. Give me money, and give me money so I can take that and use it to buy awful things. Like I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna buy stickers, and they're gonna be awful stickers. They're gonna be pumpkin stickers, and I'm gonna slap them on people's cars and say, "Hey, look, you got a pumpkin sticker on your car. What are you, 12?" And I'm gonna use it for awful, heinous acts. So come on and follow
Exactly.
me and give me your money.
God. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much the vibe. So if you guys are into that, yeah, Twitch TV, Hime Horror. If you guys ever want to get insulted as a
If
viewer,
y'all ever want to come over to twitch.tv/St.Powers, I'm always open.
so we have let's see, we got two questions left. So if there are any questions in chat you'd like to ask St. Powers and it doesn't have to be about networking. It can be about anything streaming, life, random. I had a viewer in here ask one of my guests. I don't know. Have you ever done the salsa or something? Like it could be like the dumbest shit. Anything.
What?
Powers, what did you
Post?
do? He,
I didn't even post a link. I typed my name.
Powers got kicked or he got your message deleted by my Streamlabs bot in chat.
I'm gonna go wage war on your Streamlabs bot. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna tell it sucks.
Yeah, so feel free to ask any questions, even though we are way past the hour, so we might not even have time for chat questions. And it's fine. It's fine. Oh no, we got a question. That's okay.
Question.
I no, 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 you don't answer it yet. We answer it at the end. Power's getting really excited. All right, next question I have here, and we kind of covered this already on the podcast. Oh, where are the best social platforms to network and why?
Uh I would definitely say your mother's house. There
Oh
are
my,
so many dudes come to your mother's house every night, and honestly, it is an actual gold mine if you want to do that to network with people. Because every time someone comes in there, you can just talk to them and say hi, and they'll always be in a good mood for reasons. But yeah, you'll talk to them, and you can talk to them, and you can get them to follow you on your Twitter. They'll listen to your pitch, and then it's really effective, honestly. But if you're not going to use your mother's house, I would recommend Twitter, TikTok, and all the famous thingy-majigs, especially subreddits like virtual YouTubers, because that is a good place for VTubing. And also use r/anime. That probably works a lot pretty well too.
wait, what? Are you talking from experience?
Nah, I have no idea. I just think VTubers and anime kind of go hand in hand, so I would assume it works well in r/anime too.
All right, that's to be tested, so be careful with that advice. But that is very true. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other options, but I think we pretty much covered any social networking. TikTok, I'm telling you guys, I feel like I say this every episode. TikTok is a gold mine, and there's so many VTubers who have not tapped into TikTok. I have gotten a couple of viewers from TikTok. They'll drop in and be like, "Hey, I saw you on TikTok." I've stopped being active on TikTok and I really should get back on it. But I'm telling you, there is another set of viewers on TikTok waiting for you, and it's a great place to network.
I just have no clue how to use TikTok, and it confuses me. Even though I'm in the child generation, I should understand it. I have no idea what I'm doing. So,
It's true. It's a Zoomer world on TikTok for
uh,
sure. So also I'm trying to think back on like the IRL aspect. There's your friends. If you're lucky enough to have friends IRL, and I think this is more true for when you start out on stream. You kind of like ask that one or two IRL friends, and you could just be like, "Hey, I'm so really close to getting affiliate. Can you drop by my stream?" Friends or even
oh,
family.
yeah, no, I can actually speak from really good experience from this because the way I managed to get to affiliate, right? Because I got to affiliate pretty quickly. The way I managed to get to it was before I became a VTuber, I randomly was just going through Twitter and I found this Discord that I joined, and it was just some random Discord that I have put somewhere that I don't remember. Let me look for. There we go. Yeah, it was the VTuber SMP, and it was basically just a Discord for like a Minecraft server for a bunch of VTubers. And of course, I wasn't a VTuber, but I pretended I was, and I joined in because I'm a sneaky little rat boy. So I hopped in, and I went in, and I ended up just making a bunch of friends there. Like the first three people I like made three friends there who I stuck through with streaming with for like a solid 5 6 months. One of them I only ever see two of them occasionally every now and then nowadays, but the other one of them is still my really good best friend to this day. And so they would always like come onto my streams, talk to me, we'd make content and stream together, and it was just really good. So like you don't have to like network yourself IRL, but you can just like make friends and talk to people normally and then just say, "Hey, by the way, I'm streaming. Do you want to come watch?" Like you can just make normal online friends and keep your anonymity, but just like, make friends online. Tell them about it every now and then. Slip it into a conversation, maybe.
That's true. I actually have an experience with that. Actually, two of my mods are online friends. So, talking online in Discord servers, I'm surprised we haven't mentioned Discord servers, but Discord servers is also a good place to network as well. It doesn't even have to be VTuber focused, it could just be about common interests, if anything. And I actually thought of another example when you're talking about your story. I have a active viewer in my community who is on the road to being a VTuber. He was actually supposed to be on the podcast, but he is not ready yet. He is actually coming for the topic of commissioning
Ooh.
a 2D VTuber. He's put down $1,100 into this. Oh my god, this 2D avatar, which is
Dude,
insanity.
I don't even make I 100 is the most money I've had ever had. And it is staying in my bank account forever because I don't know what to spend it on. And man, people who can spend money on like VTubing are
Hmm.
blessed, I tell you, because becoming like a big VTuber. Of course, you don't need to have a fancy model or anything, or to start off with. That's ludicrous. You don't actually need one, but having one is really good if you are like becoming popular. Because I see a lot of people become popular, but there is a trend in the VTubers who are popular, that are just starting out with good models, and those who aren't going down. So having a like fancy model and setup and whatnot is and also being like entertaining and talented is a really good way to grow super fast to get like to really good heights. But you don't need it to grow, but it is a good way to grow very fast if you have obviously the money to spend, which most people don't. And you really shouldn't spend that much money immediately. It's kind of like maybe you should just go in normally first with like a Vroid model or like just a drawing you have, and just go in like that for a while and see how much you enjoy it. And then if you really do like it, then start pumping in the money.
Exactly. That is a good point. I've never spoken about this on my stream before, but ironically, a big inspiration to my stream and my style of streaming is actually a speech that XQC made. Everyone knows who XQC is, and he made this six console speech. It's like a huge meme. I don't know if you guys know about it, but he was pretty much talking about a focus on being a good streamer versus getting all of the necessary stuff. Like $500 microphones and multiple monitors and all of that. If you could have all the fanciest shit in the world, a stream deck, RGB, everything, but if you're not entertaining, who's gonna stick around? You know?
Cheeto.
And actually, a good example for this is a previous guest on my podcast, Ghost, who is I believe Ghost. If you're still here, you drew your own PNG image for your streaming, and It's not a typical, $1,000 2D model, but Ghost is very entertaining, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
made me stick around. So, you gotta focus. This is not even about networking anymore, so I'm not gonna get too deep into this. But like I was saying, there is a viewer who is supposed to come into this podcast, and he spent a good amount of money, and I don't remember. Oh, he had a different style of networking, and since he's not even debuted or streamed, he's been networking pretty much pre-debut is which is a topic for next week as well. And
Ooh.
he's pretty much gotten like he's been in my community. He's in multiple other communities, and now a lot of people have connected with him and because he's just been hanging out and putting in the time, and that's a different kind of networking for people to know who you are before you start streaming. And that's also a great way for people to come to your stream, and I think that is what pretty much debuting is. I've never debuted. Have you debuted before, Powers?
I called it a debut, but I literally just like slapped a PNG on and just started streaming. Really, I said it was a debut, it wasn't really. I'm planning on doing a really cool debut where I'm gonna hype it up with, of course, a model reveal to collect clout. You know how it works. But yeah, I'm planning on doing one eventually, but I haven't actually really done one. And also, you mentioned that you said that you had a friend who like does a lot of networking like pre-debut and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a friend who is exactly like that who I met a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they had like sub 100 followers about 3 months ago, and we were cool friends and we were just hanging out, and we still are cool friends. We don't talk as much as we should though. And we were just hanging out, and then all of a sudden, this guy, he's involved with the VTuber community, but he doesn't like he hadn't had any plans of being a VTuber. He just popped in, and now he's like at 890 followers or something, and he's only just announced that he's maybe going to debut, and I'm just sat here like, bro, how?
Yeah, that is totally a different way of networking. And honestly, when I look back on it, I kind of wish I took that route as well, where you're hanging out in other people's communities and, people get to know you. And, a lot of people really, this is a PSA for all viewers, people really appreciate when you're active in Twitch chat, on their Discord, when you're interacting with our tweets and all of that. We remember those people. And that's why I remember this viewer because he talks, he chats, he hangs out. And yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you got to be the most active person in Twitch chat, but you do stick out in our minds, and we do appreciate those people. So I told him, whenever you debut and whenever your commission is completed, I'll be there at your stream. Why not? It's that whole mindset from the beginning of this podcast. You give, but you don't expect anything back because not everybody's going to give something back. So what he did from his part is by hanging out with my community and being a core member, being the nice person I am going to give back, and I'm going to go hang out in his streams whenever he debuts. So that to me is the smartest way of networking, kind of preparing yourself pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, I get. I'm gonna be real with you. Your voice is really nice. Can you just like put me to sleep? Like just like normally, not like stabby. Like just tell me a bedtime story or something. I don't know.
Are you saying my voice is nice? That's the first time I've ever heard.
Wait, no one's ever told you your voice is nice, bro. You have an amazing voice. I love it.
Oh my god. I,
It's so nice to listen to.
I don't take compliments on the stream. How dare you compliment me?
It's not a compliment. It's a way of luring you in so I can hurt you down more later.
I knew it. This is the dangers of networking, everybody.
Exactly. But I am gonna want that bedtime story.
Oh, sorry, Swang. Swang saying I said your voice is nice too. I don't remember.
You forget about yeah.
Yeah,
That's insulting.
I take compliment. Yeah, compliments to me are insulting. Anyways, we are in the final stretch, almost 2 hours in. This is the longest podcast I have ever done. I'm so sorry, Powers, for taking up so much of your time when I said that this was a 1 hour broadcast. So we,
Yeah, but what about that bedtime story?
oh my God. Okay, I will.
Yes.
So the final question of the day is, and also if you guys have questions, like I said, please post them in chat. The final question of the day is, and I ask every guest this that comes on to the podcast, what is your number one tip for new or aspiring VTubers?
Well, oh, right. Um, number one tip for aspiring VTubers and streamers. Um, do stuff, fun stuff, just any stuff. Basically, what you want to do, you either be funny, entertaining, and active, or funny and entertaining, or active. It, you either got to be really entertaining or really active. So pick one of them, because you are either going to dedicate a bunch of time or you're going to dedicate no time and still do really good because you're entertaining. So figure one of those out. But yeah, for improving, I would just say do your best. Putting yourself out there is the best way to do things. I remember before I started VTubing, I didn't have like the persona where I'd go around and I'd be like, haha, give me all of your followers. I want your money. That wasn't a thing I initially came with, but now I'm here and it's sort of just like, this is a cool character trait to go with because like normally I'm like this is just like the character trait I usually put on for streams and on Twitter every now and then. But most of the time I tend to just, be it feels weird saying that I'm nice, but I tend to be I tend to be just really nice most of the time and talk to people and well, I'm not chill, but I'm like not just super in your face hyper diaper like I am usually here. So I would say just do it, give it your best shot, start streaming, and keep going until you find what works for you. And if you don't have any idea about that, keep doing it until you do. You'll find out eventually.
That's a really good answer. 100%. Like, even if you feel like you're not ready, you don't even have to have the best microphone or the best setup or anything, but just jump in. And you especially the first couple of months of streaming, and I think this is true for any VTuber out there, you kind of learn about yourself and how you want your stream to go, and even you as a streamer yourself of what kind of route you want to take and how you want to portray yourself on stream. I guess as a persona, like you said. So yeah, like don't be scared. Just do it. I know that VTubing is just it's so saturated now. It's
It,
crazy. But
it is. Yeah.
and this is actually a topic I wanted to cover for anybody that in the future that wants to do this. This is a season 2 topic, and I was looking to talk about niche, having a niche in how to stand out. And I think Powers himself as really knows actually how to stand out, as he has proven in this 2-hour podcast.
It's my key trait.
And yeah, like you said, being entertaining is important. But there even if you feel like you're not the most entertaining streamer, that's fine too. I mean, there's some people who are out there looking for I don't know a better word for bland, but there are
Cardboard box
people
video.
yeah, there are people looking for bland VTubers. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any nice way to put that. Maybe more chill. There you go. More
They're looking for
chill.
people who go about and go and say the big tax deficit of the American Nationalist Society happened back in 2003.
For
There used to
sure.
be,
For
yeah,
sure.
that's just a big thing.
Like just be yourself unless you want to be a character streamer, which actually Powers, I gotta ask, are you actually like this IRL or is this kind of a character persona?
I know it's very sad, and you probably are going to cry hearing it, but this is how I actually am. I'm so sorry. Uh, putting on a character would take way too much work. So I'm just like this generally in real life, just minus the usual selfishness and promotion. Minus that, and you've just got me normally.
All right, yeah, that's usually the route that people go when it comes to VTubing, just kind of being yourself. And even character streamers themselves, I'm not VTubers in general, but there will always be a hint of your IRL self in your character. So, because if it becomes a little too fake, People can see behind those smoke and mirrors for sure. So, we are going to start wrapping up the podcast here. So, if you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to drop them. We have a chat question here from Ghost Host, who was a previous podcast guest here. And the
Ooh.
question is, what do you two think of strawberry cheesecake? That's a question for both of us. Okay, I'll let you go first, Powers.
In my opinion, it depends on the strawberry cheesecake maker. Because if you can find the cheesecake maker making the cheesecake in a cheesecake making factory, you may be able to discover the real ingredients behind the cheesecake makers making of cheesecake ingredients from the cheesecake factory in the cheesecaking creation story. But if you're also talking about that, you should also get into the fact of the cow, and why is the cow there causing a row with the plow, who's also talking about the trowel, who's been digging up these wrong vegetables. Now, I think, in my personal defense, yeah, I don't like cheesecake, man.
What? What? I had to pull my microphone away to yell. Are you serious?
Yeah, okay. To be fair, I haven't had much cheesecake, but it's not like the kind of thing I like. I don't like how do I put it? Goopy goop stuff. Stuff goopy stuff. Not my thing.
Oh my god! Did you just call cheesecake goopy?
It is well, the cream above like the biscuit and stuff. That's goop. Like that's like I don't know what I meant to call it. It's like goopy stuff.
Ghost is hurt by that too.
Listen, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Luigi. I hope my Padoru can appease you.
Personally, cheesecake is actually my favorite dessert. It is my number one dessert. I have tried making cheesecake and I suck at it because I don't bake. So I usually will buy it. I think probably the best cheesecake is Cheesecake Factory, which I don't know if you have over there, Powers.
I might not, but like you said, like baking cheesecakes and stuff, and I've actually done that before. Despite me hating cheesecake, I actually do like baking a lot. I like making stuff, so I've made like muffins, cheesecake, brownies, stuff like that before. I like baking a lot. It's fun.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm not a baker, but for any of those who have never tried Cheesecake Factory, for sure try it. And personally, we actually just got a Cheesecake Factory here in Toronto, Canada, and the
Oh,
cheesecake.
another Canadian. Ugh, ugh,
Oh, how
Canadians.
dare you! Personally, the cheesecake in America tastes so much better than the one in Canada, and I have no idea why. I feel like it should have been the same, but it's not. So try American Cheesecake Factory. It tastes a lot better. Um, I love cheesecake, even if it was like a cheapo $6 cheesecake. Uh, but anything, any cheesecake that is made with gelatin, those non-baked cheesecake bullcrap
Yeah,
stuff, those suck. Don't ever eat those. Believe me, the texture of it is like tofu. And
yeah. Me and Sackbag are in agreement here. You, Canada. Yeah.
how dare you insult my maple syrup living land?
You literally have like giant silos called maple syrup reserves. How am I meant to take a country seriously that has that? How?
Hey, come on now. You guys are gonna make me so upset that my igloo might melt.
Wasn't there this one guy who like took a truck and stole like 1,000 gallons or something of maple syrup from the reserves? Like,
I would do the
how?
same. I would do the same.
I mean, yeah, fair, but like, how do we trust a country that A has a maple syrup reserve and B can't defend it?
I wasn't expecting to take L's on this podcast today.
You always take L's when you're with me. Either you go take an L with me, or you are the one only taking the L. It is one or the other.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, yes, cheesecake, good, great dessert. I love it. How about you, Ghost? Are you a cheesecake fan? Is that why you have brought up this topic?
I think Goat is more of a brownie guy, in my opinion.
A brownie guy.
He seems like a brownie guy.
I'm not too huge on brownies, man.
Hmm. We do stay winning, Sandbag. We out here in the chat. We out here winning. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour.
No! song has been haunting me.
I know. Do you know how many kids at school play that? I'll be walking around and they'll have their phones out, and I'll just be walking, and every like a minute or so, I'll just hear it's about drive, it's about power, and I don't want to hear it anymore.
Okay, I know we are way out of time, but I do have to ask. Um, Final question, I swear. Unless we get a chat question. What is your streaming goal for 2022?
Get cash, get women.
Why do I ask you questions when you give me the most mimi answers?
Oh no! Okay, I'm joking. I don't want either of those. I neither need. Actually, no, I do like cash a lot. It is very nice. I like spending it on things, but I don't need women. I have a very lovely girlfriend whom I love a lot. So
Is she also
I
a
don't need that.
VTuber?
We're working on it. Oh,
Oh,
keep it on the down low. We're working on it. But yeah. So sorry, I forgot what the question was. Uh,
what is your
right,
streaming
goals.
goal?
Right,
Yes.
goals. I remember now. uh, Goals for 2022. Honestly, hopefully, I want to try to be able to reach 1,000 followers on Twitch. Honestly, I want to try and get to there.
And where are you right now?
About 251, so I'm about a quarter way there.
All right. So note to everybody in chat, let's go follow St.Powers and get him closer to his 1,000 goal.
Yeah, get me to my goal, guys. Once I hit my goal, do you know what I'm gonna do for like I did this for all of my milestones on Twitter as well. It was really great. I'm gonna do absolutely nothing. And you're gonna watch me. And it's gonna be great.
Great. I can't wait. Oh, since we are actually on this topic, I am dragging out this podcast. I am so sorry. You might have had
I think I've been
plans.
dragging it out really. I've been like taking what you said and then I've just been going on tangents for like 20 minutes.
Okay, I swear, final question. But since we are on the topic and we have been streaming for pretty much the same amount of time here, do you have any plans for your 1 year anniversary?
Right, that. I don't actually know when my anniversary of VTubing is. Did I write that down?
What?
I should have written that down. Let me see. I have like a remembering list for that. I have a remembering list. Nope. Wait, that's just my girlfriend's anniversary dates. Never mind.
Oh no.
Nope. I have no idea. Wait, no. I wrote it down on my VTube. It was like, frick. I don't remember. Hold on. You got to give me a little time, guys. I'm gonna go off on a bit of a manhunt from from my own thing.
No worries. I just started thinking about my 1 year anniversary as well, so it is totally new to me too. Because I had a viewer bring it up, and I was like, I don't know. I never thought about it. I don't even
Dang it.
know what people do on their 1 year anniversry. If
Yeah,
if I
I'm
make it there.
honestly, in my opinion, I think I would probably just do like I don't know, karaoke stream maybe. I've done them before because they're fun, but I might like do like a proper karaoke stream and it'd be really cool. And I'd add lights and I'd invite people on sometime through and we'd talk. Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be fun.
Let me see. I gotta go find my date because I wrote it down. Right. It was. Well, I'm not. I don't think this is actually right. I think I just wrote down a date that I thought was close to it, but I think I started. I wrote down that I debuted at about the 25th of. Hold on, January, February, March. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That I debuted on the 25th of April in 2021 this year, which I think is a little off. I think I did it in like March, but
All right. I will see
so
you then.
yes, you will. You will.
That's very exciting. All right. It's time for us to start planning our 1 year anniversary.
Oh yeah, our 1 year anniversary. Oh boy, I'm gonna do so much for my anniversary. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be cash money. It's gonna wait a minute. No, I'm gonna. Oh, that's during exam season. Oh
Oh no.
no.
Well, you gotta set your priorities straight. The VTubing more important than school.
Yeah, VTubing's a lot more important than school.
I'm joking. Please do not take that into consideration, please, for anyone listening.
Maybe I should avoid schooling from now on.
So So, anyways, guys, we are actually past the 2 hour mark. My God. Yeah, this has been a great podcast, and we got a lot of information from Powers about networking, and I surely have learned a lot. This is a podcast that you know what, any podcast, all the podcasts I've had, I've pretty much learned new stuff.
I am an amazing influence on the people, and I am a wellspring of knowledge. Ha ha ha, said no one ever.
Hey, I'm saying that. We got a
No, stop giving me compliments on my stream. I mean, I'm not streaming, but like this is my stream now, not yours. Anywho, stop giving me compliments. This is a compliment-free zone.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is the rules here. But to wrap it up here, Powers, where can everyone find you?
Oh my god, I'm gonna post links in your chat.
I'm gonna post links.
Oh.
No, the bot's gonna kill you if you do it. I will post the
Okay, you can
links.
post my links. But yeah, you can follow me on twitter.com/stpowers, no space. And you can find me at twitch.tv/, hold on, I'll just send a message. Bepis. There we go. You can follow me at twitch.tv/St.Powers, where I do very little streaming every now and then. I'm very lazy, but come on in anyway. Give me follows. I'm working on it. Don't worry. Once I get on a break, I will do a lot of streaming. Okay, I don't promise because I'm going to break it, but I'll do stuff.
Yeah, you got the Twitter, the Twitch, and also your card. I'm not sure what that is actually. Let me click on
Oh,
that.
it's like a website for like linking all of your different stuff. So I've got my
Oh, okay,
Twitch,
okay.
Twitter, YouTube. I have a Ko-fi, and I also have my lore, which is like, if I remember right, it was like 1,480 words long.
Yep, I totally just scrolled through it. It's hefty.
Yeah, I got very bored and decided, well, everyone else has just put like, haha, I am an angel, and I decided to run away. And I'm just like, nah, you know what? Let me give an extensive lore universe real quick.
No, honestly, total props to you from someone who has not made lore whatsoever. My lore is I didn't want to wear pants, so I became a VTuber. So I'm always amazed by people who do lore and actually go through that extra step of
Hima, Hima,
immersion.
Hima, guess what?
What?
I'm totally open to make you lore if you want it.
Are you serious? I don't think I
I
need
will
lore.
literally just write you lore. I get very bored, so I will write you up whatever you want. Just send me the deets of whatever you want, and I'll come up with something. Trust me.
All right, I may have to take you up on that offer. Sounds good. Yeah, but no lore here. But I honestly, I love reading VTuber lore. It's so creative. I'm totally gonna go through yours as well.
Oh, please don't. Mine's okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. My lore, my personality, and my model don't match each other in any form because my lore is incredibly very sad. Uh, because my lore is very sad. My outfit is snazzy and fancy, and my personality is haha gremlin. So
Hey, it sounds like the starting story of a villain origin story for the whole sad and fancy going on. I don't know. I'll read it. I'm totally gonna read it. You can't stop
oh,
me.
villain origin stories, cool art with villainous saint. Ho ho! Now wouldn't that be cool? Totally wasn't like I was making that lore expecting people to eventually draw some of that someday. No.
Hmm. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so be sure to check out Power's links in the Twitch chat. Be sure to give him a follow. Powers, you have been a great guest. And also for next week, guys, the next podcast is on the 12th, which I believe is a Monday.
I
Let me
think, yeah.
see. No, 13th. 13th on the Monday, sorry. Oh God,
Yeah.
Paint, are you here? I already forgot our date. I am so sorry. But
Oh my god, no.
I know, very unprofessional, but yes, you know what, for any other podcast information, you can go to my Twitter, my Discord, and check it out there, and I will confirm the date because I have goldfish memory. So thank
Haha.
you, Powers, for being on this stream again, and yeah, I have learned a lot.
No problem. I enjoyed being here. It was great talking to you. You have a lovely voice and a lovely personality, and I love the layout of this just podcast. This is cool. I love this.
All
The
right,
color schemes are awesome.
the podcast is coming to an end. He gave me compliments. All right, goodbye, everybody. Bye, bye, bye.